Hi guys, Jared here at Day Traders FX. I hope you guys are having a great start of the week, and I hope you had a great weekend. This is the first day of the week, and sometimes things can be a little bit choppy, but we've actually had a pretty solid start to the week. A lot of pivot points and details that I posted Sunday night in the chat got hit, and there was actually some pretty good movements. And today we have a very interestingly good setup on the dollar CAD. I don't even hardly remember the last time it is or was that I traded the USD CAD, but we have a good setup, and so it's definitely worth mentioning. So let's have a look at it quickly. Just to review what we have this week, we've got a fairly significant news announcement every day of the week on dollar pairs specifically. Nothing on the U.S. on Friday, but pretty much the rest of the week we have some good stuff. So we should see some good news-related, news-motivated movement coming up this week. So let's be ready for that. Let's be ready for some of those setups, and let's see if we can get some good pips out of this. Here's the dollar CAD, and it's an interesting setup because once again it's not a pair that I really ever trade, but it's got a very nice little couple of things going on. First of all, some trends that are working well, some Fibonacci's, and some candlestick patterns. You can see on the daily chart we have this super major pin bar on the daily chart here. This is a really nice reversal candle that tells us that there's some big price failure at this upper area. So we've seen this nice run up, and then we've got this nice pin bar. Now I'm not looking for a huge reversal on the CAD, but what I am looking for is a run down, first of all, to this weekly pivot point. Here's our weekly pivot point that is only about 25 or 26 away from pips away from current market price. But one of the other things that we have is this last recent run. So we had kind of a little run up and a little run down and a run back up. So in this most recent run of actually almost 300 pips, we have a very nice Fibonacci range. Now this is on the 4-hour chart. You can see that this thing ran straight up through last week. We left a couple of missed pivot points from last week. We've got a missed daily pivot here on Thursday, and then one on about Wednesday. So some really nice missed targets there, and then we've got a missed weekly pivot for right now. And then to top it all off, you can see on any time frame that you look at, whether it's the 4-hour chart or the 1-hour chart, but specifically on this 4-hour chart, you can see that the market has opened below that 23% fib several times, and now here it is back below that 23% fib once again, which tells us that we have a very, very excellent chance of making it down to this 38% fib, which now at this point is almost 40 pips. So the weekly pivot is kind of a hopefully easy target, but the 38% fib and even the 50 are very real possibilities of movement down. You can see some of the highs of a couple of weeks ago are right about overlapping that 50% fib, which is around 104.30. And we're going to start looking at potential breaks of the Friday low, which we're always looking at, and that Friday low is around 104.95. So basically, we have a pretty good opportunity, in my opinion, here. Current market price is about 67 pips off that high, so we have a couple of opportunities. Number one, we can trade against this high, which we're about 33, 34 pips off the weekly high, or we can look for a double top here. Somewhere around here, and trade against this high, which would once again, if we got a double top, would be once again about 35 to 40 pips off of the high of last week. I think either one of those are pretty good, and I think even getting in at current market price and just trying to ride this thing down 25 pips is a good bet as well. So either way, I think we've got a good possibility to run either entering at a double top here at the weekly high, or taking an entry at current market price. Either one of those looks pretty good to me for a run down to that weekly pivot and down to the 38% fib level. So I think we've got a nice little 25 to 40 and even 50 pip run down as we start to take out some of these pivots. Actually, I even left one out. I didn't notice that we had a missed pivot here as well. So we have 3 missed pivots last week, which is a pretty big deal, and then already a missed weekly pivot for this week. So the dollar CAD's got a great little setup and a good potential for some continued downside here in relation to our Fibonacci levels and some of these pivot points. So best of luck, guys, and I will have more updates coming out. You can follow me at Day Traders FX. Thanks, everyone.